getting into that music. It sort of drops and comes back out. Hello, everybody, boys, girls, non-binaries. Please, welcome along to another edition of Big World Small Talk. My name is Lucy Orchard. Below me, I've got Leon Bukowski, and next to me, I've got Joe Klein. And you're from Vermont, I'm right, yeah?
Yes, from Vermont.
Our
little tiny state in the U.S.
I looked it up. I didn't know there was anything between New York and the coast, but it's just above, just next to. It's there.
Well, New York State is here, and Vermont is kind of on the side of it, but north of New York City. But we're right on the border of Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah. So for the past, so up until January, I would tell people Vermont was basically Canada.
Why not after January?
No pride.
Biden was president.
Okay.
Once Biden became president, then I'm like, okay, we're still in the U.S.
So can I ask, are you locked in? Are you locked down, or are you allowed out?
We're allowed out. We have kind of here in Vermont, we have like some of the restaurants are open, but they have like limited capacity. There are no live comedy shows. None of that's going on. There's no live shows going on. But stores are open with limited capacity, things like that. But I just found out, though.
We're there.
But I just found yesterday I can get my vaccine starting next week, so I'm very excited.
Lucky you. You've got no vaccine left.
There we go. We drank it all. So we, at the moment, I think, this is me being up-to-date reporter, Lucy Orchard, checking in from Big World Small Talk. I think if Leon and I wanted to, we could go to a park and sit on a bench together. There we go. That's it. I think two people can meet on a bench. Is that right? Is that not right? Have I been paying attention to the wrong show?
Possible. I don't know. You can. Yeah. Who knows?
Nope. It's we're getting there slowly. For me, I have been moving home recently, and we're trying to get rid of everything that we can't take to the new place. And we've got this massive shed in our garden. So I thought, instead of having to take it to the rubbish dump myself, I'll give it away for free. But it's massive and it's old. And I thought, well, see what happens. So I put it on Facebook Marketplace. And within 10 minutes, I had 26 people interested and I had 500 views. And next time, can you make sure I put it through my comedy profile? Because I have not had that kind of traffic in fucking months. Now, next time I do a gig, you're getting it with a free shed. That's how I'm going to get people in locally. I've worked it out. There you go. That's how I'm going to break through the glass ceiling with a shiplock shed.
Shed's it. I've just today finished converting my shed into a bar, and in future gigs are going to come from my shed/bar. It's literally just been finished today.
Put your shed on Marketplace, mate. You'll be sold out.
Taking ages building the bastard thing. It's half falling apart. I had to patch it up and everything. All the bottom underneath's all rotten and a bit sort of, dig under it and all kinds. So nothing's moving that thing now.
What about you?
If anyone can move it.
What about you, Joel? Have you got a shed?
I do have a shed.
What's in your shed, Joel? Come on, shed talk.
I had to go out to my shed once, and I opened it up, and something ran by, and it was really, really loud. It was so loud you could almost hear it over my screams.
You know that? See, that would entice me to go back to the shed.
Oh, I had gone out there. I had gone out there to get my wife her snow tires to put on her car, and when that happened, I had to call my neighbor and say, "Can you come and get my wife's snow tires out of the shed?"
There's nothing in there.
Like, aren't you ashamed? And I'm like, no, get mine too.
Who are you going to be? You know what I mean? Maybe his life wasn't worth as much as yours.
No.
I've been back to that shed since, like maybe once or twice, and it's there's a squirrel that lives in there.
Lovely squirrel in the shed.
So technically, the squirrel has a shed.
And you're paying rent, paying nuts. But you've got, so when I lived in the Middle
I mean, there's one thing when you. Oh God, please, Leon, you've got the floor on this one. We keep forgetting you lived in the Middle East. Go on then, snake or monkey?
So you have to. The advice is, you go out and you say, whenever you get bitten by something like a snake, because a lot of them are poisonous, you've got to take a picture of it. So that's the main thing. So you get bitten, and what you're supposed to do is go, I have been bitten by a snake or a big spidery thing. Let me get a camera out. And you get the camera in and you go, okay, and click. And then this is what they imagine you're going to be doing after being bitten by something deadly. So I was always ready, though. I was going to, if somebody else got bitten, I would go, don't worry, I shall take a picture of this thing that has bitten you. It was either that thing or that thing.
No. Last year, I walked into my garage and I found a shedded snake skin, and which means my house is for sale.
And you got a new belt.
Yeah, no, it's still somewhere there because I just remember seeing it, throwing it, and running.
That's exactly. See, when you watch a horror movie, and then they always go, we got this new house, and it was dead cheap, and it's huge, it's fantastic, and then they move in with a family, and then the dad usually puts a tap on, and then blood comes out, and then he lets it run, and then it stops blood, and he goes, oh, that's unusual, and then they carry on, loads of horrible things happen, they keep going, oh, that's unusual. See, if it was me, the first time that blood came out the tap, it'd be the one shot. This is how the movie would go: shot, turn the tap on, blood comes out. Next shot is me in a phone box, 20, 30 miles away, ringing the house, going, yeah, blood came out the tap, I left, you're probably best getting the kids and all the money. I left the phone. I left the car. I just ran. So get the kids, everybody get out. I can't come back. It's a bit unusual.
Why do I think if this happened to Joel, the first thing he would do would be in a car, making a phone on his mobile to his neighbour. Could you tell my family? Tell them Daddy loves them. I'm off.
Yeah, that's
real. That's real life. That's exactly what you would do in real life. You wouldn't be sitting there going, hearing noises around the house and going, that's weird, there's nobody else in.
Wow. There's what's the girl that does Harlequin in Suicide Squad? Margot Robbie? Is that her name? I think it's Margot Robbie, but I think she told a story on Graham Norton about how her mum was calling her and she was like, oh, whatever. And I think she's Australian. And or at least I think maybe it's either Charlize Theron or Margot Robbie. So it was either South Africa or Australia where this story is liable. And her mum was going, can you come and help me? And she's like, no, I'm really busy. So she went, no, can you come and help me? She finally went into the kitchen and the mum had a snake wrapped around her. And she was like,
what?
Could you, like, oh, mum, I'm in the middle of some, oh, okay.
Hold on, let me just laugh a bit.
If I dreamt I had a snake around me, I would move in the house.
Yeah.
We've seen 2 grass snakes. That's it. But I mean, Leon used to live in Malaysia, so I mean, I imagine snakes and spiders and monkeys was just what you did like daily.
We had the scorpions. You have to know it's the bad scorpions. And so the smaller the scorpion, the worse it is. So we had like a little tiny black scorpion in the house, and that was pretty deadly, and we had to kick that out. But I used to have it in Qatar. We used to have we had like 2 bathrooms, but one bathroom had like kind of like a hole in the wall, which is bad plumbing or whatever, and it was always full of cockroaches. So in the end, I got fed up of going in there killing them. So in the end, I just sealed the room up with masking tape all on the outside, sealed the lock, sealed it for 2 years, and when we had to leave. The room, and I hadn't been in for 2 years, but I had gone past, and you could hear scratching and stuff. So there was definitely something that, and you've never seen that. I do have nightmares about that room, like still today.
I'm gonna have nightmares about that room.
I had the full mask on. I did a sprayed all like outside the room in case they came running out, and I had 2 of the canisters of the gas and just went in and Armageddon the whole thing. Oh, and it was whatever. There was at least 100, 150. Up on the walls, and not the little ones, big ones. Yeah, lots of fun.
You make traveling sound so appealing, which is really helpful at the moment because we can just about go to the shops.
Yeah.
So I think you should be like the opposite of the tourist board. You should be the station master, where you just tell people about the dangers and the shit you've seen from other places, and be like, stay the fuck local. Just stay local.
Yeah, loads of diseases.
I would be horrible at doing tourism because I would just tell people, stay home. There might be snakes there.
I did nearly step on a snake. I did a run through the jungle, and I was like running through the jungle, music on, and then I was put my foot down and looked down, and I literally was just about to step right in the middle of a snake. And I did a halfy jump thing, so I didn't put my foot down. So I lifted my other leg up at the same time, so it was a kind of a steppy jump over it. And the thing was, because I was going up and down the mountain, everyone had a stick with them, like a walking stick. And I thought, oh, they must just be old or just like using the stick to walk, but it's so they can hit the snake out the way. Yeah, that's true. Flamethrowers work too.
Wow, learning with Leon.
And another thing you can do in the jungle.
I mean, do you, I mean, apart from what lives in your shed, do you get much trouble with, I mean, are you quite rural, Joel? I mean, where I am, we get badgers and foxes, but we have no bears.
I mean, Vermont's a rural state. I live in a village where we're about 7 miles from a city, but it's there's like a farm right nearby and things like that. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I'm not like out all by myself. There's neighbors right here in our street, but it's kind of country, kind of rural. Enough that like one day I looked out the back window and a bobcat was walking through the backyard.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Which I immediately said there's a
Google
bobcat.
Yeah, I had that. This was not
images.
I had I'm gonna forget what this is now. But there was one time in Qatar, so I was driving in. This is the middle of a city. Yeah, that's pretty cool, bobcat.
Yeah.
In the middle of a city, so I was just driving along, sitting down waiting for getting a takeaway delivery. So I was waiting to pick up drinks or something. Sitting there, car pulls up next to me. In the passenger window is, I think it was a jaguar. Whatever it was a big cat. Just sitting in the passenger seat, just sitting there, relaxing. Because in the Middle East, they like to take all these exotic pets, and they just take them, drive them around. Tigers and stuff are in their houses, and so you just take them for a drive. I can't remember. It must have been. It had really pointy teeth, so it wasn't a jaguar. Maybe a lynx or something. I think it was a lynx, and he just had it in his passenger seat, just sitting there, picking up his coffee. Hi.
So women aren't allowed to drive, but you can take your lynx for a coffee. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a lovely place. And funnily enough, here's a connection. You're allowed to take dangerous animals in your car. Women allowed to drive, and they have a huge, massive car crash rate. I don't know if any of that's connected.
Maybe the lynx are driving.
Maybe it could be the fact that there aren't many women drivers that are causing all the fact that they're all men drivers, but it could be the Lynx factor as well.
Hey, if we've learned anything this week, it's not all Jaguars are bad drivers. Not all cats. Let's get on with the game. Leon, as per tradition, try and speak. What have you got your questions in this week? Is it a hat? Is it a handbag? Is it a clutch bag?
I'm going to go for a different colour this time, though. No, it's the red version.
Ooh, sparkly elephant. I've got my big pickle jar. Would you like to go first, Leon? Pull your first question and share it with the class.
Here we go. Get a good shuffle. Here we go. What two TV characters do you think they should have got together? So what two TV characters do you think should have got together? So in a TV show. Maybe Queen Margaret and Prince Philip in The Crown. Or maybe they didn't know.
Probably, I like to keep up to date with all my topics. For me, it would probably be Captain Hastings and Miss Lemon from Hercule Poirot. But I mean, let me try and think about a cultural reference that maybe is in the 21st century.
I think what you can say, Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes, because they were often very close. He never went out with anyone, and Watson kind of got married in a bit, but you never really thought he was committed. You always put Sherlock Holmes first. Them two would have done well. They had a housemaid as well, just keep things going. That would have been good. What did they take the name though? Holmes, Watson, Holmes. Watson Holmes sounds like they're those houses.
Holmeson or Watlock. Watlock would be the name they get in Vanity Fair when they have the wedding pictures. I'm a big Watlock fan.
He's definitely.
If that's going,
I like that.
Tell you what, then I think that Quincy and the chief medical examiner, that would be a lovely gay couple because one's clever and one's shouty. I think they'd be a good calming influence on each other. I cannot think of any TV that didn't stop being made in the 80s.
My first thought was Punch and John from Chips.
Yeah, that would have worked. They definitely. I don't know. This has turned into like a secret gay couple thing, hasn't it?
But my second thought was Mary Berry.
Yeah, no, that would have been good. That could have mixed it up.
Only if she was married, though.
I know who it should have been. I think that Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone, they were completely ill-suited to their wives, and the two wives should have got together because they kind of look like they matched. And Barney and Fred probably just be friends, but yeah, the managers didn't seem to work for me. They were very. Whereas the two women, I think, would have been a better pair.
Well, if that's the case, you got to go Lucy and Ethel too.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
You would be surprised with that when you got home. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Oh my God, can you imagine if they found that hidden tape? They were like, well, we don't know what to do for ratings. It's been going down. We need to get syndicated again.
I see that would work. That would through the roof. Loads of new plot lines.
Oh, dearie me. Right, okay. Next question from me. It's going to be, let's have a look. Oh, it's a long one. Stick with me. Let's hope my internet lasts the whole show. Right. Who would you like to have been in a past life versus do you think you're actually anybody in a past life?
Who'd like to be in a past life?
I'm fascinated with past lives because nobody was ever just a pauper or a servant. They were all Nefertiti. They were all Florence Nightingale. Nobody was just a shit.
That would be me, though. I know that would be me. I would definitely be a servant or less than a servant, sitting in the background, missing stuff. I'd be like at the, when Moses got the 10 Commandments, I'd be the guy out the back who was like, herding sheep and went, "Do you see Moses?" I went, "Moses, was he was here? He was here. What did he do? Something happened?" He had an announcement. I missed it. Shit. I was just there. I was around the corner minding the sheep. Bollocks. Always having to do this.
Can you imagine that? If that was nowadays, everybody would be like, "Maybe, oh, Moses is going live. Let's see what he's up to." Oh yeah. Thumbs up emoji, thumbs up emoji. When he's like, don't covet your neighbour's wife, laughy emoji. Please share this stream.
He says as he gets to the Red Sea. Share.
He's like, he doesn't want to split the water. Please share this stream.
That would work. That would work so well. You invented it. That must be who I invented it. Definitely.
What about you, Joel? That's tickled me now. I'm thinking about Moses being on Instagram.
I don't know. I think it's a tough one. I don't know. I'd have to. Oh, I keep getting into the sunlight here. I have to stay back. I don't know.
We'll go towards the light. Stay with us, Joel. Don't go towards the light.
You do it a bit like a monk. Put the cowl up and say, if you're sitting in a monastery now and Lucy's taking the piss out of Christianity, this is going to go really badly. Don't tell me that.
If I were to do it, oh man, all the good ones got killed, so I don't know if that's a good thing. So it's like I would do something. You know what? I would just be. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do something about that window soon. I would do Babe Ruth.
I like it.
You just play baseball, and eat hot dogs, and drink beer.
That sounds ideal. And he was rich when in his own lifetime. Rich, happy days.
Yeah. Just play.
I mean, it's a case of he like even every baseball match is worth like £1 million now. So I mean, you could just like sign shit out of things. You made a time capsule.
But he played baseball and he just did baseball, and it was like no one cared about stuff. He was out of shape, but he still was like the best hitter, and
So, like, right, I know about Babe Ruth being a baseball player. That fact of sport has made it even over here into the brain of a woman who gets out of breath going upstairs. Right, I am not a sporty person. Yeah, I have managed to learn that Babe Ruth exists, and that he played baseball, and that he was overweight, but he was really, really good. Was he really good, or was it just everyone jealous of him being a fun-loving guy that he whackers?
He was really good.
He was really good.
He hit more home runs himself at that time than actual teams were hitting combined.
That's pretty good.
If you hit a home run, does that mean you don't have to run?
You don't have to run as fast, and they can't get you out. You go all the way around, all 4 bases.
You can walk slowly, man. That's probably why he did it.
So he'd be like,
just he'd hit the home run and then just trot
walking around.
Yes.
Fuck it. Okay, next line. I want to be Babe Ruth too.
Everybody be Babe Ruth. Have like 8 people in his head.
We can all be Babe Ruth. If everyone's fucking Nefertiti or Henry VIII, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna be Babe Ruth too. That's my life goal.
A baseball team of clones of Babe Ruth. Just 9 people, but who look like Babe Ruth.
I'd quite like to be the innkeeper at the birth of Christ, because he gets a bad rep. But he could have kicked off about all the animals and stuff, and he only rented the room for 2 of them, the stables, and I bet he didn't charge him that much. And then they filled in 3 wise men and 3 kings and horses and sheep and God knows what else. And I bet he should have gone down and listen. Come on, now, you're taking the piss now, here. I'm doing you a favor
because now, when you get a room, they say no guests because of that.
Yeah, no, and you've got hundreds of them all through the night, and that'd be like, you didn't go down. Listen, come on now. It's 4 a.m. Enough. You've had enough, right? You've all had a drink. Just go to sleep.
I could just imagine you turning up and saying, excuse me, you're not actually allowed guests in your room, so could the wise men please leave? And also, did you buy that myrrh through the hotel?
What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
It really is a case of, I'm sorry, but only frankincense and myrrh purchased from the hotel can be brought into the hotel rooms. I don't make the rules. I'm sorry.
I'm going to be...
it's policy.
I'm going to fix this light.
Change the light, love. I mean, we can see you losing vision. It's like some sort of space laser going in through his eyes. I thoroughly enjoyed myself on the show, but I can no longer see. That's a great review from Joel Klein.
Done.
I mean, I have to bring it back to the fact as well that if it was 3 wise women, they would have brought nappy rash cream, nappies, and maybe a cooling pad for some sore nipples. None of this frankincense and myrrh shit. How is that supposed to happen with a newborn? Doesn't matter if he is the fucking Messiah.
And the other thing that gets me is if they're that wise, surely one of them said, let's go and follow that star. If they were wise enough, they would have gone, isn't it going to take us quite a while to reach a star? I mean, even though they weren't like mathematicians or anything, they must have realized that stars are quite far away and there's going to be a long walk. One of them should have said, I think that's why they went in the stable, because they were walking along, and one of them was like, I'm not walking any further, to hell with this. Here, there's just light from that stable. This is it. We found it. We're here. Look, the stars are above us. We must have made it. I'm going no further. Whoever's in this stable is the guy or girl.
I think somebody has been. It's a Sunday, and Leo has never ever been this religious in any of the shows. And so far, we've got Moses and the birth of Jesus. Something tells me you've been watching something on the TV. Right. Check your Netflix. Did you fall asleep to the Passion of Christ?
That would be insulting, wouldn't it? Just getting whacked to hell. Like, no, the Bible. My daughter started reading the Bible. That's weird.
Okay, yeah. The sun is now hitting my desk, and I'm getting a reflection up here off the desk.
That's definitely you're getting a stat as a sign.
it's literally reflecting off my desk now. So now I'm getting lit from underneath. So
see. I have to say, Joel, a lot of people use ring lights. I mean, I've just got a standard lamp just next to my computer. I mean, to actually use a solar flare is quite impressive.
Well, most of my life are U.S. time, and I'm not sitting here at dinner time doing a show, doing dinner theater.
Enjoy the meal.
So, yeah. So now it's seriously this glow. That's because we're doing all this religious stuff, so that I'm getting a glow around me now.
That's it. He's being smited. We're actually live smiting happening. You've seen it first here, kids.
It does look this. If anyone watched this and didn't hear the first bit, it just looks like we're just taking the piss out of a monk. He's just walked off and said, bastards.
Back to the question. I have to say, I don't think I would be great at being like Mata Hari or like a Secret Service operative. I think I'd love to know that I was entitled, rich and lazy. I think that's what I would go for. Nothing where, like, if they say, like being Nefertiti, that means that somebody wants to kill you.
So you're coming
And
back
if you want to be like a wife, yeah. I just want to do something that maybe I die. I just don't know. I had a past life where I died of old age. That's my goal.
You just made it. You made it to the end. I don't know.
You want to come back as a woman
I was
who's
in the
the oldest living woman.
Crusades. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to do. And I want to be that amazing woman that's on the news and they go, and what's the secret to life? And you go, oh, I smoked cigarettes and he drank whiskey every day.
The key is having a shot of bourbon every morning when I wake up.
I love those people. I absolutely like none of that. Oh, yeah, I made it this long being vegan, you know, and meditating every day. Now I want to be like I had 3 Guinnesses every lunch, and I love smoking players.
And I eat brownies every day.
Exactly. I'm on the edible right now.
I haven't eaten a vegetable since 1923. I don't recommend them. I believe vitamins are poison.
Vegetable. I've only eaten McDonald's since they first came out in the 80s. That's it. Oh, I'm so here. Oh, if you got another question, please, Leon, get out sparkly elephant.
Here we go. Drum roll. What 2 cuisines would you combine together? So what 2 cuisines would you combine together? So over here we get lots of these restaurants that combine 2 things together. So what would you stick together? Go on then, Lucy. You straight in.
I already do. Okay, so think sandwich, but think roast dinner. Roast dinner sandwich. For me, everything is better when you put bread around it. And I think it makes me like fusion chef. I think I can say fusion. So I like a lasagna sandwich. I like a spaghetti bolognese sandwich. I've even had a pizza sandwich, a roast dinner, some pie sandwich. That's my fusion.
It has to be a wrap. Everything has to be wrapped.
So you're so exotic. You are exotic. I'm going for slices of bread and you've brought in the wraps. You are out of my league.
Wrap. That way you carry it around, you just eat it.
See, I don't know. Layered. The cuisine is sandwiches a cuisine. In my mind, I was picturing like Italian and Chinese or Indian, and I don't know. I think just putting things in bread. It's just not. Bread.
I'm like, I've got this question, Leon. Anything in a fucking sandwich.
Bread cuisine. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay.
The closest Lucy's going to come to that question is she's going to put 2 restaurants next to each other. Well, there's a French restaurant here, and next door is a Japanese restaurant. There you
go. But then we just put them both in bread.
And on both sides of them is a piece of bread.
Oh, see, now you've got it. That's the fusion. I mean, I made Leon laugh on this one. Right, the thing is, with a wrap, that's too clever. A wrap is too clever because you can fold it up like a nappy and nothing drips out. Nah. With the right sandwich, it's down here, and down here. It's part of it. It's trying to eat the sandwich without wearing the sandwich.
I don't want to finish my meal as if I had just left a crime scene.
Well, then you've got. Where's your enjoyment, Joel? Where's what you've taken the fun out of it? This sandwich roulette. Will I wear it? Will I not wear it?
See, that's the difference. Like a spree killer would eat a sandwich that would run down their arms. A serial killer would eat a burrito, so that way there's no evidence afterwards.
Well, technically, a serial killer would have to have 3 snacks over 3 days. Spree killer could have 1 snack over 3.
Right. But a serial killer would take a little piece home for later on, just as his trophy snack.
Take a picture of it.
Right, with the right Philly sandwich, with the right steak Philly sandwich, and you get that little bit of steak in the back of your teeth, that is a fucking token. That's a memento of that food that you will have there for 3 days. And finally, it comes free. You get all that flavours again. You get to enjoy the sandwich all over again.
I never thought of sandwiches as so risky as I now think of them. There's two sides that are protected, and then all on the other exit is all just danger. And from now on, if I'm looking at a sandwich, I'm going, this is a dangerous meal. This.
Well, that's how you can pick out who the psychopaths are.
Who just wants danger in their food. Might go in my mouth, might not. Let's just see what happens. Just go for it.
Here, look at my sleeve. Tell me what I had today for lunch.
And for yesterday, I'm there.
When I go for my sandwich, you would call it, what do you call it? Truck food trucks. We'd call that a burger van. Because we're not as cultural. But you go to a burger van like to get an egg, a fried egg in a bun, right? And because of my job, and they have to go, how do you want it, love? And I say, can you really cook the yolk so that I wear it, as I'm intending on eating this as I drive?
Oh.
There is nothing worse than being like, oh, fuck. And this is at 6:30 in the morning, and I've got another 12 hours of this. Just yolk all down the front.
A runny egg is the most disgusting thing in the world.
But you put that in a sandwich.
Oh. If I bite into an egg and the yolk runs, I won't eat for 3 days.
See, when you go to Italy,
so delicate.
Egg in the middle. Egg in the middle of the pizza. Egg in the middle of the pizza. It was always in Italy, and they put the egg in the middle of the pizza. That for me, the first time they gave me that, I was like, "That's insane! Why did you cut the middle of the pizza and put an egg in?" And then once I tried it, I absolutely loved it. I thought,
I had pizza where they did the egg, and it was all runny, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be disgusting," and I had to eat it because I was with some people. But because the pizza was so hot, it actually cooked it, and so I was able to get through. I used to work on Fear Factor too, so I was one of the producers of Fear Factor, and came up with all this crap that people had to eat. But yeah, I would never go near
it. I like that. I like the idea that someone was looking at a pizza and went, "Let's just stick an egg in the middle of it. Just go for it. Why not?" I like that to me. I love people that do that. Just decide, like, let's just put something random in the middle of something and see what happens.
Lucy does the same thing. She does the same thing. She looks at a pizza. She goes, "You know what it needs? A slice of bread on top."
Bang! That's not quite the same. That's just whatever she's got will just go straight between bread.
With this,
I mean, did I invent the calzone?
Slices of bread on the top and bottom.
I don't know.
If Ruth was a serial killer, that's what she'd be, the sandwich serial killer. This is a cannibal, but only eats the human flesh between bread. They're going around to go, wow, there's crumbs everywhere. There's breadcrumbs everywhere. What the hell is going on? Was he killed?
He literally wants to eat a knuckle sandwich.
I was caught because they found remnants of crumbs and egg yolk all the way to my lair.
You'd be the Hovis killer, the Warburton's murderer.
you know that
those are brands of British.
You could be this.
You know the detectives are like doing this. Rip down her sleeve and let's look at her arm.
There's the evidence. Yeah, I see that's.
Most people be like, I want my phone call. Like, bring me some bread.
We've got her. I thought you couldn't eat human flesh unless it was between bread, and they were like, "Do you eat human flesh only with between bread?" You know what I mean?
And only if it was pumpkin bread.
And the bread's going to be buttered, and then on some human flesh. I'm away.
they caught me out by giving me a schnitzel, and I was like, but it's in breadcrumb. How do I cope? I took so long to work it out. I was arrested. Right. You two, do you have a fusion meal?
I forgot the question.
I love our tangents. Right, move on from me killing people in bread. Like, what's your answer?
So basically, your fusion meal is yeast and human body parts.
Yeah, but the fusion comes from, they're from all over the world.
Give me anything that it's. You name it, it goes in a butty.
It's like I used to do this one joke a long time ago. Is like Jeffrey Dahmer must have been a really nice guy, because you are what you eat.
Yeah, everyone.
Amazing. That is a great. I do
So
know.
there you go.
I
There's
got a
some
bit of a
fusion
passion
there.
for serial killers. I really approve that.
See, I'm about cannibals because you couldn't eat a whole human. It's huge. Even a little human it would take you forever. So you're just going to eat a bit, and then it's going to be very wasteful. So it's like
it sits in your refrigerator for a week, and then you have to throw it away.
Yeah, it's a waste. How much human could you get through in a week? You'd have to have it for every meal. You just get tired. I mean, there's only so many recipes you can have for human.
Unless you're Lucy, depends if you have a loaf of bread or not. As long as there's a loaf
I could
of
only
bread
get through a
now,
carb because I filled up on carbs.
4 loaves of bread.
I can't eat this person. I don't have any more bread.
That's the only reason you got caught. If you ran out of bread, the body was left in the fridge. If I had 2 more rolls, you would have never caught me.
I got 6 slices of bread and 9 fingers still left. How am I going to do this?
You could have had hot dog rolls.
Fingers are very much like chickens. Not a lot of payoff, but a lot of effort. much more of a thigh or a breast.
That could work. Rump. Nice rump.
Oh, that's right. The truck turns out to be a serial killer. Who saw that one coming? Right, come on, guys. Are you going to answer this question or am I going to move you on? Come on. Fusion.
Go on. Have you got one, Joel?
Yeah, mine's a little bit different from Lucy's. Mine is anything that's in soup.
Anything in soup. I like it. Just put it all in soup. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Like I could eat a person if it was a soup.
Yeah, if you got it in soup, the fingers were swimming around. You pick the fingers out.
Do I have one that would be like a fusion? I forgot that we were even answering this question.
Welcome to Big Will Small Talks. We're Tangent Valley, babe.
Soup. In Asia, and especially like Singapore and Thailand and Malaysia, the soups are insane because they put everything in the soup and they put solids in the soup. And the soup is bigger than the bowl, which should be impossible because it's a liquid. But they put whole chunks of leg of meat in and bits of vegetables that aren't reduced down, and then they put boiled eggs floating in it. And it's like, what? They just put everything in these soups. And you're like, this doesn't make sense. If it's a soup, it should be at least runny, maybe a couple of little tiny bits of chopped up something in it. But it's like huge, everything they find in the kitchen goes in the soup. They're insulted if they don't put it in the soup. And even the boiled eggs are worse because a boiled egg does not sink. So even a boiled egg knows it shouldn't be in the soup because it's floating and trying to get out the bloody soup. It's madness. It won't go in. Eggs like, I don't belong. I'm a solid. Why are you putting me in the soup?
You know what would make you feel better about that soup? 2 pieces of bread.
Either side. Boom. Bread soup. Soup butter.
If you gave me a bowl of soup, and you didn't give me any bread to dip in the soup, I would find that offensive, and I'd never fucking forget it.
I
Ever.
think if anybody gave you anything without a piece of bread, you would find it offensive.
If you went to a house and they didn't have bread in the house, you'd be like, "This is the weirdest house I've ever been to. There's no bread. There's no bread bin."
My poor mother. My poor mother. She makes the most beautiful meal. She puts it in front of me, and she looks at me, and I'll be like, "Back my second," and I come back with a fucking piece of bread. I am awful.
This is how you're going to get engaged. Someone's going to hand you a sandwich. You're going to open it up, and there's going to be the engagement ring in between these pieces of bread.
I mean, fuck off! You're in my bread. You've ruined the sandwich.
The bread's ruined. Fusion. Bread fusion.
Fusion. Disappointment. Engagement soup. Move the boiled egg, get the engagement ring out, suck off the soup, throw the engagement ring out, dip some bread in. There we go. That's how you get me hooked.
Fold the bread, take a bite, open it up, it becomes a ring.
Hey, look at you. We're crafting with Joel Klein today.
That'd be perfect if you got a divorce. I'm going to divorce you. Gone. Wedding over.
Wedding over. Instead of saying I divorce you, you just eat the roll. We do talk.
No more sandwiches.
No. I
found
out my ex-boyfriend's been making sandwiches for somebody else. That's how I knew it was different. I caught crumbs on his sleeve. He's been making sandwiches for other people. Dirty bastard.
He cut into triangles instead of rectangles. I knew it was another woman. No, I told him straight down the middle, not triangles.
Exactly. You know how I like it. You know how I like it.
She caught him eating wrap.
I with a wrap.
Caught eating wrap.
I was like, who is she?
Wraps.
We talk so many stupid tangents on this show, but certain things stay in the back of my mind. And I always remember, because when Leon first joined the show, he was in Malaysia. That's why the big world was so big. And you're so upset by the fact like you don't like certain things. And when you go into a restaurant in Malaysia, they put that stuff you've asked to not have in the soup because they think they're treating you. So like you'd be like, can I have this? And you start eating and you're like, what's this? A present.
They did that. They did. Actually, I hate fish, and they love putting fish in everything. And then I ordered a vegetable soup, and I thought they won't put fish in a vegetable soup. It's vegetables, and they understand the concept of a vegetarian. So they know the vegetarian wouldn't. Fish in the fucking soup. I was like, why is there fish in this? And a boiled egg. It's a vegetable soup. And they're like, oh, we always put them in for the vegetable soup.
Makes me think of my big fat Greek wedding where they're going, are you vegetarian? Here's some lamb. Like, lamb's fine. Lamb's not a fucking meat. Lamb's a vegetable.
Well, lambs only eat vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables.
Exactly. They eat the grass. They are a vegetable. Let's see which question I can read out that we won't answer.
You just threw us too much. There's no coming back from some tangents. Sometimes.
There are some honestly. I mean, my favourite one is we did 25 minutes on what's your favourite colour with Dario Dermot, and I'm still laughing about it now. We're like, why are we talking about helicopters? Oh, that's right. I like blue. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Here it is. I've got too many old questions in front of me. I'm terrible for putting old questions back in the jar, which we always is our cardinal rule. Do not put old questions back in the jar, and I'm the worst offender. Okay, so we've touched on this before, but one second. We've had a comment from the chat room. Leon, are you the relative of Charles Bukowski?
Oh, you are relative. No, sorry, no.
There we go.
Spot.
That's the next question.
Good poetry.
And no, I'm not related to Calvin Klein.
And Lucy,
Yeah,
are
and
you?
I'm not related to Lucy Lawless. Is that how we're doing it?
You're not an apple orchard.
That's what I was going to say. The jobs. I thought you were jobs, undercover jobs.
Undercover jobs. Not if it takes some effort. Okay, so you win the lottery. What is the first thing you do? Now, this is not the first thing. This is not the first thing you buy. This is the first thing you do.
I would get you a loaf of bread.
Stop it! You flirt.
I'm getting you.
Stop
I'm getting you
it.
a bread truck. A truck that's just filled with bread. It's gonna just pull up to your place and then you have bread.
From a trucking point of view, I couldn't do the bread. It starts even fucking earlier than tipper trucks. Fuck that. I already hate myself in the fucking morning. I've read about 5:30. Bread, you're up at fucking 3. Fuck that. Oh, Joel, you'd buy me bread. Honestly, that is one of the most romantic things anyone's ever said to me. Genuinely.
And a truck of it as well. Not even a little bit. I like it.
Oh, jeez. So come on, what's the first thing you would do? This is how you would act. What would you react? I mean, you hear about people and they ring their boss and tell their boss they're a bunch of assholes, and then they find out they didn't win at all. I don't think I'd ring anyone.
I'm really boring. I've researched. I already do the research now, and I haven't won. I win a free lottery ticket, and I still do the research. Right. So they have 5 million, and then I buy the comedy club, and then that's it. Then I'd be the the compere, and I could lose money for the first 3 years, and then then it could be a proper business. The first 3 years, I just book just crazy anybody I fancy just to come over. It's gonna lose money. I don't give a shit. For the first 3 years. It's going to lose $1 million a year. And I'm gonna.
You got Sarah Miller come in and 5 people watching.
Yeah. Yeah, have like a what do you got? 30 seater, 30 seater club. Yeah, and then first act. First act was the most expensive person you can think of.
Well, how much did I win in this lottery?
Eddie Murphy's the first night. First night in your club in somewhere in the Northwest with 30 people in. Eddie Murphy's your headliner. Followed up by you've flown him in, obviously. And he flies out again.
Tickets are £5. First thing you get a free drink. And a free drink, free Coke brew, and a bar snack.
And then someone to warm them up. Me to warm up Seinfeld and Eddie Murphy. There you go. Seinfeld could have 20 minutes.
Sorry, 1 second. I've just been completely thrown by the fact that somebody on this chat has said it's all of our surnames have just 4 letters. I'm not quite sure what we said that gave a response, but I know I'm out of this conversation already. Joel, he's out. 5 letters. Oh, Joel's so offended by that, he's left. There he is. He's back.
He's
got a dog.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, owning a comedy club is a difficult club to own. It is a difficult. You'd have to have 5 million just to be able to do that.
You're gonna lose money for the first 3 years. It just has to be after 3 years. It just has to tick over. I mean, if I won $1 million, I've got the house, don't need the mortgage or anything. I just have to be. I don't have to live that rich, to be honest. So there you go. It runs itself. There you go. Pretty much. After the first 2 years,
watching Mr. Bukowski, the first thing he would do is buy you a present, and then he would buy a money pit of a comedy shop.
Yeah, well, it just keeps going. It just keeps plowing money into it and just to it. Nobody turns up apart from me. It's fine. I'd have it proper built like.
What about you, Joel?
Well, first of all, how much was
you win $20 million.
I won't even enter that lottery.
You don't want that money.
No, I want the one where
I
you win.
bought it you for your birthday present.
I want the one where you win close to $1 billion, like someone did here recently.
That'd be good.
$1 billion.
You couldn't
billion.
spend that. It could take a while to spend that.
You'd be sick.
That would take you 20 years.
You'd have a cry. You'd have a cry, and then
I would win the billion. I would win the billion. I'd open up a comedy club in New York and LA and Chicago, and I would headline all of them.
Every night. Private jet to fly between.
I would just go between them. And I don't care if it made money or not. It was just,
You just want thanks, Seinfeld, for that. He's trying. God bless him. And now the headline.
Yeah.
Seems Seinfeld a lot.
Except Thursdays. Thursdays, I'd have someone else be on.
Yeah, give someone else a go. An up and comer. Yeah, no,
I'm quite.
Headline.
I love the fact that you two instantly, you're like, the only way people are going to watch me do comedy is if I own the store, and the only way I'm going to headline is if I own the store. So I'm going to own the store.
No.
It's not like I'm going to pay an agent to buy me sets. 'Cause I mean, it's very possible to buy your way into this industry.
You said, what are we going to do if we win the lottery?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to do comedy.
Yeah. So you could do it, and you could do it.
Say, what am I going to do next year? Just the way I'm doing it. What are you going to do when the pandemic's over? Oh, I'm a headline shows. Okay, that's what I'm going to do when the pandemic's over.
And if you owned your own company, and then you'd have time. See, a lot of these. That's why so many posh people do comedy in the UK. Is that they have time and they can just sort of sit at home and just chill and relax, and then make comedy all day, as opposed to normal people like us who have to work 7 days a week or whatever, and squeeze in comedy when they can. So if you had your own club, you'd have the thing, and you could, if you was your own club, you're not going to get kicked off or blacklisted from your own club, and you'll know fantastic people. They'll come up, you can watch them, you can chat to them. There you go. There's the way you learn.
Well, I said first thing.
Yeah, that's
my first thing. Genuinely.
You just have a sandwich.
Your first thing is to get Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, don't. I would buy an apartment in the BT Tower. It is ridiculous. I am moving very soon. And I tell you what, Leon and Alex have never seen my connection as good as it is at the new place. It is sexy as fuck. My first thing I would do is I would ring my friend who used to be in the army to protect me until I get that ticket to the lottery people, because I would not be able to sleep. Having a piece of paper that basically says you win £1 million or whatever, I'd be like, don't set it alight, don't burn it, don't lose it. I would pay my friend to come over to just stare at it. That's his job until I get it claimed. He's just staring at the thing.
But why would you set it alight? How is that going to happen?
Have you met me? Something would go wrong. I would accidentally
sandwiches.
What are we doing? Self-destruction.
I'd get egg all over it.
You can't read it. What is that? Is that a photo?
You would find it stuck to her shoe or something with mayonnaise.
Like, oh, that was a lovely meal. Who's got the ticket?
I did win. I definitely did win. It's in here somewhere.
It's somewhere in here.
Michael Douglas in his 70s. Does that mean Michael Douglas in his 70s, or Michael Douglas in the 70s is good because he'd probably look quite good, but not Michael Douglas now that he's in his 70s is a compliment or not? If it's when it was in the 70s, then that's a compliment.
I think it's in the I think it's in the.
Yeah, I'll go for that. And that's good. Play the next Michael Douglas in the 70s.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, and thank you everybody for your patience. This hopefully should be the last shitty Wi-Fi connection show of Big World Small Talk.
Well, thanks for having me on this
Leo,
one.
I didn't know when I was moving. I'm sorry. It's been a bit of emergency. But Joel,
No more shitty ones. So next week when they start being really good. All right, thanks. You did the show.
Honestly, I've made a lot more gaffes before I've signed off. Joel, do you have a show coming up or a social media account that you would like to promote whilst you are here?
I have a social media account, but I do it so little that it's pointless in advertising it. I do very little with
it. Joel Klein, just remember his name.
Yeah. Look for me on all those TV shows in the 70s.
If you hear of a lottery win and a new club opens called Klein's Comedy, go.
No, actually, my social media for Twitter and Instagram is both at the Joel Klein.
That's where I couldn't find you.
Actually, I'll put it up right
at the Klein. Is that it? That's how excited it is. Colin's just managed to tune in. Hope he's having a good day. He's surviving. He works in a university, and university students are absolute bag of shits. So well done for putting up with the future of tomorrow. We are going to end we've overrun, but we're going to end on one more question, Joel. So we ask every guest we have on. The question is, what would you prefer in the choice of a magic carpet or a flying horse? Please let us know what you would prefer.
Magic carpet or a flying horse? I'd go for the magic carpet.
Why?
It's like first class. You can lie down and recline.
At an angle. I like that.
Do you know how much you have to pay for a British Airways bed that goes flat out? It's a valid argument. It is the first time we've had that comparison made in 42 shows.
Yeah, I like that. And you could train the carpet to fly at the angle you like. You wouldn't have to be like that. You could say, look, just fly like that.
I don't have to feed a carpet.
You might have to hoover it though.
Well, that's if I have Susie. That's if I have Lucy over for sandwiches. I have to hoover it up afterwards.
Just crumbs everywhere. What have I said? No eating sandwiches when we're on the rug.
I've said. I've told you time and time again. Lucy, you need to get your own rug.
Bring your own rug to my house.
When you're on my rug, it's my rules. Get your own rug.
Like a little, feel like you know when kids have the bibs and stuff. Lucy has to come with her own little piece of carpet that she stands on to eat herself. Then she rolls the carpet up, keeps it under her arm on her way up. You bring your own carpet in my house. You don't come. I know you.
The other thing is, once I land, I can roll up the carpet, throw it over like a yoga mat, and off I go.
Yeah, I like that. Convenient.
Where am I going to park a horse?
We've got.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, I mean that has been mentioned before. I mean, you're not too far. I had a comedian, Adam Gable from Brooklyn, who complained about the sort of the traffic of the aeroplanes above his house. Like he wouldn't want to injure the horse.
Or wreck a pilot.
You know, we didn't realise that.
He gets injured.
Some pilots going.
That one through.
Yeah.
Holy crap! This horse got hurt. Oh well, we're good.
Right. Was that a pigeon? A hell of a pigeon up here.
Hell of a fly strike. Right, we are going to be signing off. I want to say thank you very much, Joel, for putting up with my internet connection and our questions. Leon, as always, a pleasure and a joy to be on show with you. Joel, I've enjoyed getting to know you each week, and I know that we're going to be trying to see each other as many Sundays as possible in the future. So Thank you very much. One last comment, Ray Turner. I know we go off on tangents, but I never expected to have a show end with the rules for being on Lucy's rug. Well, there we go, boys and girls. Listen and learn. I think what the actually is the fact that there are no rules on Lucy's rug, but there is rules on Joel's.
There is. There's definitely rules. There's no eating sandwiches.
Joel is a licensed medallion taxi cab rug, and I'm a cheap Uber. That's how we're going to look at it. Just climb into the takeaway wrappers. Right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see you this time next week. Joel, you've been amazing. Leon, you've been amazing. Thank you very much for joining in. This has been Big World Sport Talk. Bye, everybody.